Screen of the Week, an overview of a timely strategy aimed at helping you become a more effective stock screener. This week we are going to be screening for stocks making new highs. Top stock screener Kevin Matras here with us to show us exactly how to do that. And you know, with all the volatility in the market lately and all of the back and forth in the market and negativism, you kind of lose sight of the fact that, yeah, there are still stocks making new highs out there.
Yeah, there really are. And today's screen is going to focus in on just that. We're going to be focusing in on stocks that are indeed making new 52-week highs. What's interesting, though, is that I know that there are a lot of people out there that are kind of reluctant to buy stocks making new 52-week highs. But if you're one of those guys, you should stop and ask yourself why that is.
Well, let me ask you, why is that? Because you're right. People seem to back away from stocks making new highs as an excuse of, well, maybe it's ready to, come down now.
Right. Well, I think that's the case. I suppose it's because people feel like they have either missed it or they believe that now potentially the market has more room to fall. But if you stop and think about it, a stock making a new 52-week high is a good thing, just like a stock making a new 52-week low would be considered a bad thing. And I'm pretty sure that a person who dislikes buying stocks that are making new 52-week highs would be probably, tickled to death to be actually in a stock that was making a new 52-week high. And why shouldn't he be? Because statistics have shown that stocks making new highs have a tendency of making even higher highs. These are the stocks you want to be in, so it kind of seems silly that you should be afraid of stocks making new highs just because you haven't yet bought it.
Yeah, it makes sense. If you were in, glad to be in, then why not?
Right.
Right.
It's funny, too, because this topic actually reminds me of a conversation I had with somebody a while ago. We were talking about a stock. It had just made a new 52-week high, and he was wondering if I was concerned about it. And my response was kind of like, big deal. It made a new 52-week high. In fact, this stock was actually at a 5-year high. So my comment was, okay, it made a new high, but it also made a new high last year, the year before that, and the year before that. And I said, can you imagine how much money you would have left on the table if you were afraid of buying a stock every time it made a new high? So it's a different way of looking at it, and I think somebody should kind of look at it in that new light.
I imagine a lot of people don't really look at it that way.
Right. And again, stocks making new highs, not all of them keep going up, but a lot of them do, and I think that adding this to your stock selection criteria is a good winning idea.
All right, hit us with those parameters.
Okay, the screen we're looking at today, of course, is we're trying to find stocks trading within 5% of their 52-week high. These are stocks that are either making new 52-week highs or are within 5% of it. Also, too, we're using the price-to-sales ratio. We want it to be less than or equals to 1. Now, a price-to-sales ratio of less than 1 means you're paying less than $1 for every $1 of sales a company makes. I have found looking at companies with a PS ratio of less than or equals to 1 helps me find companies that are still considered undervalued even though they are making new highs. So I really like this item. And also I want to make sure that the current average 20-day volume is greater than the previous week's average 20-day volume. Buying stocks that are making new highs, but that are also seeing increased volume, that shows an increased buying demand or increased sponsorship, always a good thing to see.
All right. And stocks that came through?
Yeah, there was a bunch of stocks that came through. Here's a diverse list. BMS Corp, DTE Energy, Hawaiian Electric Industries, NiSource, and Sealed Air Corp. All of these companies have great valuations as defined by the price-to-sales ratio, and they are all powering higher.
Do you own any?
None of those.
All right. If you want to check out the text version of this piece, go to our homepage at Zacks.com if you're not there already. And if you scroll down the page till you get to Kevin's picture, that headline right next to it is a live link that'll take you right to it. And if you would like to check out the Research Wizard, the software package that Kevin uses to achieve all of his screens that he talks about here, go to Zacks.com/Research Wizard for that information. With Kevin Matras and the Screen of the Week, I'm Terry Ruffalo.